Many times when discussing Jezebel, we often think of controlling, manipulating women whose appearance is very seductive and sensual. Although Jezebel was this type of woman in Scripture, the spirit of Jezebel is not limited to this type of behavior. Neither is it limited to a specific agenda. Because Jezebel is a spirit, it can operate in both men and women. In fact, I will contend that the spirit of Jezebel operates equally or more in men than women. Jezebel's mode of operation is control, manipulation, and seduction. The spirit of Jezebel operates within society to control and seduce people and lead them into captivity. The spirit of Jezebel is obsessed with exercising control over people. Even when she appears to be submissive and humble, she meticulously calculates her plan to seize position and authority. The church. The scripture in Revelations 2:20 says she calls herself a prophetess. One of the most destructive assignments of Jezebel is to secure influence within the church to strategically corrupt the tribe. The way this is done is through a series of stages, which we will discuss. As we can see in Revelations chapter 2, the Lord had something against the church at Thyatira. Although he acknowledged their works, charity, service, faith, and patience, he had a vital concern about a breach that occurred in the ranks of this particular tribe. A woman who called herself a prophetess was permitted to teach and seduce the people of God in this particular church to commit fornication or immorality and eat things sacrificed unto idols. It is important to notice that this woman was self-appointed. She identified herself as a prophet of God. That in itself is a sign of trouble when men and women began to appoint themselves to a specific ministry office without the authorization of God. A word of caution would be wise for leaders not to be so quick to set people in positions of influence when their grace has not been confirmed, identified, and approved of by God, especially one of the fivefold ministry gifts as found in Ephesians 4:12. Jezebel will attempt to capitalize upon inappropriate ministry patterns and structures that do not install accountability factors within the framework of leadership. Due to the lack of accountability or incorrect ministry pattern at the church of Thyatira, Jezebel was allowed to teach. She probably was publicly ordained by men. However, she definitely was recognized as an influential voice, even to the point of securing a position of leadership. The goal of Jezebel is to teach and seduce God's people to effectively prepare them to ultimately wander off the road of righteousness and subsequently denounce Jesus Christ as the way, the truth, and the life. This is why it is important to deceive-proof the tribe. Like the church at Thyatira, many have succumbed to the spirit of Jezebel, not recognizing what is really taking place. Through the adoption of false teaching, erroneous doctrine, and unauthorized ministry patterns, many church leaders are trending toward the world of false prophets unknowingly. Looking at the church at Thyatira, the church leaders obviously did not identify Jezebel as a false prophet because they permitted or tolerated her to teach God's people. False prophets can be identified by their teaching or doctrine. Although in the beginning, they attempt to conceal some of their most vile beliefs and practices, they will gradually dispense seeds of corrupt doctrine with the intent to collect on them at a later stage in the process of seduction. Proverbs 7:5. Let them protect you from an affair with an immoral woman, from listening to the flattery of a promiscuous woman. The perverted belief system they harbor eventually will manifest overtly in their teaching and forms of counsel. However, the ability to effectively gain the acceptance and trust of the people is by teaching inspiration and flattering empowerment messages, which prepares the groundwork for a more sinister and dark injection of wicked doctrine.